Thank you, Mr. Speaker Pro Tem. Would the carrier of the bill please stand for question?
Yes.
I would just like to follow up on uh, the previous colleague or colleagues at this point with respect to the $500,000 for the contamination that I believe was in Butler County.
Correct.
And again, that was for 2 properties, correct?
Correct.
At basically $250,000 apiece, which was brought by a representative,
Correct.
and we felt like the $250,000 was a fair and equitable purchase to make them whole with respect to the contamination that was now in the groundwater. Is that how that was approached?
In regards to those particular properties, yes, that was the remediation to condemn those properties and purchase them from the individuals that own them due to abandoned wells that are seeping into the water.
Right. So the groundwater was contaminated,
Yes.
nonetheless. So it would be fair to say that in that same area, if there had been 2 more properties, we would have equitably been able to provide $1 million, and 2 past that, quite possibly $1.5 million.
Well, that's subjective because it's only affecting 2 properties, not to say that, oh, it's there going to be 2 more or 4 more. Right now, it's just those 2 properties.
Understood. So if I could direct your attention just a few pages back, there was a $1.5 million piece added to the budget. I'm page 12.
Under KDHE?
Under KDHE, yes.
Yes.
And are you aware that that was for groundwater contamination as well?
Yes, and there's actually some language that was added in conference specifically in regards to how that is, in regards to blood contamination with the water contamination that's going on those particular properties. Now, I would also keep in mind that this was added after our budgets have passed. So it should be a total of $0.5 million.
It's a total of 2.5. It's my understanding that the initial ask was for 3.5 million. Does that?
I know that the governor had, I believe, $1 million in her budget. The House and the Senate agreed to that. And then we added 1.5 million on top of that. So whatever the original ask that came to her office, I cannot say.
And that 1.5 million, that sounded reasonable and equitable at that time for those properties in that community. Is that
for the
correct?
Analysis of the contamination.
Okay, thank you. Time and time again, I stand here at the well and I draw a correlation to things that just somehow don't seem fair to me. So to give you a little backstory, we're talking about over 1,700 homes with groundwater contamination. Not 17, 1,700. And the original ask for $3.5 million, not to make those property owners whole, but simply to test those individuals to be certain that they're not going to die from some strange cancer that they have contracted because of the contaminated water that they've been drinking and otherwise utilizing. Yet when I look at the $500,000 figure that's provided for, let me do the math. Yeah, I think that was 2 homes versus 1,700 homes. When I stand here and say that things don't sound equitable, they don't look equitable, and it always appears as though for those people that look like me and those communities that look like mine, oh, yes, you can frown, make all the noises you want, but this is what we're looking at.
Hold on,
2 houses
Representative.
in Butler County.
Hold on, Representative. The body will not be making noises during a speech.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker Pro Tem. 2 homes, $500,000. 1,700 homes and $3.5 million for testing was too much to put in the budget. I understand that many of us aren't mathematicians, but I don't think we have to be to understand that there's a little something wrong with that math. The math simply isn't mathing. I'm not asking anything of you but to hear what I'm saying. And the next time that you think that, oh, he steps to the well and he brings the same thing up again, ask yourself why the same thing always keeps coming up and allowing me the opportunity to come to the well and bring it to your attention. 2 homes, $500,000, 1,700 homes, and we couldn't reach the $3.5 million. We had to limit that to $1.5 million, as opposed to giving it the same consideration as we gave those homes that are in another community, in another district, people of another culture and another color. Again, just wanted to bring that to your attention. I'll keep coming here and I'll keep pointing it out until at some point, someone's going to say, oh, well, maybe he is making a point. Maybe there is something worth listening to. Maybe we do need to look at ourselves and what we're doing and how we're doing it, because things just aren't fair. Thank you.
Representative.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker Pro Tem. Mr. Speaker, I vote no on Senate Bill 28. However, I do appreciate that the state of Kansas has now set a floor to the home values with groundwater contamination. 2 homes in Butler County are being condemned and reimbursed at a $250,000 figure apiece. I look forward to my bill being heard next session that will apply the same formula to the groundwater contamination and ask the state to appropriate $425 million to allow the homeowners of the 29th and Grove area in Wichita to be able to find new housing so that it will not poison them. Thank you.
Any further explanations? Any further changes of votes? Seeing none. With 78 having voted in favor and 44 against the passage of Senate Bill 28, the same having received a constitutional majority, the bill is hereby declared passed. The clerk will record the vote.